Hello watch enthusiasts and welcome to another episode of OJ's Take 5. I'm your host OJ Watley, coming to you live and in real time direct from Watch You One headquarters here in beautiful and sunny Hollywood, Florida. So thank you all for joining me. Let's see, a couple things I wanted to cover as far as housekeeping matters. Last Tuesday we did a raffle for a watch that was in the box, and I want to somehow our comments from the chat box did not translate into the video, and so I lost everybody who submitted their guesses for the watch in the box. So here's what I would ask. If everybody would go in once this video is posted, if everyone would go into the previous posted video from Tuesday and just respond with what the watch in the box was, that magic watch I talked about. We will do a raffle drawing with everybody that submits a guess as to the watch in the box that's correct as far as the watch that's in the box. We'll do a raffle drawing for that swag box, and we'll pick a winner based on the responses to that that video. So please post your response in response to that video. That video is live, is online right now on Watch You Want Inc. on YouTube. So all you have to do is respond with your guess as to what the watch in the box was from Tuesday. And of course, you can cheat and just watch the video and see what the watch was, whatever you want to do. In either case, we love to have you watch our videos. We'd love to have you engage on our chat link as well as in our thread for responses. So without further ado, today I wanted to do something to bring you guys some unique watches. I often think to myself how lucky I am, how fortunate I am to be in the watch business, to be surrounded by so many cool watches on a daily basis. So today I'm sort of freestyling in that I just pulled 5 watches which don't really have any kind of collector theme or anything that really connects any of these 5 watches, other than the fact that I really liked them. I thought they were cool, and I wanted to share each of those watches, tell you what I thought was cool about each of those watches here live on my Take 5, and sort of give you a potpourri of what I think are some cool watches that maybe are a little underappreciated or maybe aren't quite getting the exposure that maybe I think they should get. So, for me, if I was going to pick a watch to wear home or wear today or wear on the weekend, these are some of the watches that I culled from our collection to showcase in our feature today. So without further ado, this is OJ's Take 5, and this is my first cool watch. I've always been a big fan of the Linde Werdelin brand. I think it's a very cool boutique brand. It's a limited production company. These guys are producing maybe, I think 1,000, 1,500 watches a year. This particular watch is cool. I love it because it's the Hard Black 3. So it's a diver's watch. It's got the unidirectional diver's bezel. This watch is an all PVD coated or DLC coated version of the Hard Black 3. So you've got the DLC coated diver's bezel, and you've got the PVD case, 46 millimeter, which I think is so cool. And it's a DLC coated stainless steel case, so it's got a nice weight. What I happen to love about this variation of the Hard Black 3 is I love those beautiful sky blue Arabic numbers and index markers, as well as that sky blue lume that's filled in on the hour and the minute hands. What I also especially like about this watch from a feature perspective is a lot of people don't realize it, but this watch actually has a Grand Guichet double-digit date window between the 3 and the 4. And the double-digit date is sort of at an angle. So it's really kind of funky, and I'm going to go through a date change just to kind of show you guys what it looks like, because I happen to think it's really cool. Let me just pull it out here and you guys can take a look. There we go. All right, so here's your date change. Whoops. All right. Oh, crap. I just pushed it in a little too far. I apologize for the delay. You know what, with these gloves on, I'm not going to do it. In either case, I want to focus on that date. It's right there between the 3 and the 4, and it is a double-digit date, which is really cool. This watch has the DLC-coated stainless steel metal bracelet, which is very rare and not frequently seen on these Linde Werdelins. But this is that black sort of It's almost like fish scales, kind of the way it's integrated, one link with the other. But it's very cool and super comfortable. You know, it's got a great weight to it, super sporty. 46 millimeter case, but for me, this watch wears much more like a 44 millimeter case than a 46. You know, I'm not quite sure if it's the design or the flanges on the side here or what have you, but again, I just happen to think this is an incredibly comfortable wearing watch for a 46 millimeter watch, because a lot of 46 millimeter watches for me are unwearable. This one happens to be what I consider to be just right. Screw-in case back, and of course it's got that special case that you can fit the rock or the reef, which is a post-sale attachment that you can purchase, attached to the watch, and will give you a digital readout of things like altitude, as well as depth, time underwater. Some have compass and GPSs, I believe, built into them. So it's the rock or the reef. The rock is for dry sports, and the reef is for wet sports, underwater sports. So those are a neat attachment that you can use with these watches. You have to buy them separately. I think they're around $2,000, but very cool. So this watch has a screw down winding crown, 46 millimeter case, unidirectional diver's bezel, and of course it's got that cool blue lume. It's a solid case back, and this is a limited edition of only 99 pieces. And in fact, this particular watch happens to be a super low edition, below 5 in fact. So this watch retails for over $10,000. It's completely sold out, and we've got it available at $59.95 and pretty much indistinguishable from new condition. I will point out that the one very neat feature of this watch are these big screws at 6 and 12, and they're here on the sides, but these screws are how you attach the bracelets and the straps to the watch. And the watch actually comes with a special tool that has a special head on it designed exclusively for these screw heads. As such, sometimes the real wear that you see, especially in these DLC coated pieces, is you see some of the paint wearing off from the screws from strap changes. That's really about the only wear you can see on this watch. And you can start to see sort of that stainless steel on that screw over here at 4 o'clock. Anyways, that's the first watch for OJ's Take 5. Our next watch is a watch that I've always been smitten with this. You know, I just love this watch. This is the Patek Philippe Gondola. Gondola because it's square. It's really more rectangular than square. This is a 30 millimeter diameter watch, and just such a elegant, a discreet, subtle, but really just such a cool dress watch. You know, it's actually a fairly formidable watch with a 30 millimeter diameter. You know, I want to show you what this looks like on my wrist. I'm going to take off my watch and show you what this watch looks like on my wrist. But at a 30 millimeter diameter, it's actually like a 40 millimeter height. So it definitely gets a little more size to it. And again, it's just the perfect dress watch in my opinion. Dress as well as sort of an everyday knock around, because it is just so comfortable and so classy. Here, I'm gonna put it in that picture. Let's see, can we do that? Put it right there, there we go. There we go, can we get it in there? If I do it upside down, you can see it better that way. But anyways, I've got a fairly small wrist, but I happen to love the way this fits my wrist, and it's just such a cool watch. You know, one of the things I really love about this watch, it's a 30 millimeter diameter, 18 karat white gold case. But what I really love is sort of that sandblasted finish, silverized dial. And I'm gonna try to get some angles on there. Let's see, we get in the autofocus. Gosh, come on autofocus. There we go. Let's see. There we go. When you look at it with the angle, so it's not a white dial, it's more of a silverized or ardoise type dial, kind of a frosted silver, but it's got sort of a sandblasted finish to it. And then you've got those really cool, really clear brigade style Arabic numbers for the hour markers. And then you've got these black hour and minute hands. Now there's no lume on this hand. You're not going to the movies to know what time it is wearing this watch. There's no lume, but it really is just a really understated, really classy and timeless sort of, I hate to call it a dress watch, because yeah, you could wear it with a tuxedo. At the same time, you could wear it every day to work and not feel out of place wearing slacks and a shirt. You know, it's just an understated, really classy and timeless we'll call it a dress watch, but not dressed in the idea of a tuxedo. So this is the Patek Philippe Gondola. This watch retails for around $24,000, and we've got this watch on the Watch You Want website at $14,995. A beautiful watch. It's got the original Patek Philippe alligator strap with the carbon gray or graphite gray contrasting stitching, but really nicely contrasting, not obnoxiously contrasting. And to me, everything just works on this watch. I'm a big fan of this watch. And I don't think the pictures really even do it justice. By the way, that is a hand-wound watch, just so you know. The Linde Werdelin is an automatic watch. The number 3 watch, you know, I've always been a fan of Roger Dubuis ever since he released, you know, the Easy Divers and some of his other really special watches. But, you know, him and Gerald Genta really have popularized the retrograde complication. This particular watch is the Homage. The Homage series are the round watches, the 40mm Homage, but this watch is a bi-retrograde chronograph. So bi-retrograde meaning there's a retrograde date for the 31 days in the month, and there's a retrograde day at the top of the dial between, figure 1 and 11. It goes from Sunday to Saturday. And what happens is when the watch hits the end of the week, it retrogrades back. And you know, I've got this set, I think, let's see, so I can take you through. Tell me it got pushed in. Boy, all my watches. Yeah, the crown got pushed in. In either case, so you can see in the pictures the retrograde day and date. Again, you've got the days of the month on the bottom of the dial, stretching in an arc between 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And then you've got the days of the week stretching in an arc between about 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Not quite 2 o'clock either. So what's neat about this watch is you've got this beautiful kind of ivory dial. You've got these beige Arabic number hour markers on the edge of the dial. On the outer edge, you've got your tachymetric scale for the chronograph. You've got blued steel hands for the retrograde hands. And then you've got polished hour and minute hands that are just slightly skeletonized. Just a really cool and well-made watch, and a super complicated watch. So this is a 40mm white gold case. This is a Geneva seal piece, so it's got some of the finest finishing you're ever going to see on a timepiece. Part of the mark of Roger Dubuis is that exquisite hand finishing. Let's see. Oh, you've got these very cool sub-register calibrations around the edge of the dial. Just a really neat watch. And then, of course, you've got the see-through case back so you can really appreciate that movement. It is a hand-wound movement. And again, this is one of the most complicated hand-wound chronograph retrograde movements you're going to see. You can catch some glimpses of that movement. And of course, you can go to our website and see this watch in a lot better detail than I can show you in this video. But just a beautiful watch. You've got this awesome kind of gold calfish, this, as we call it in the Panerai space, semi-matte. It's like a gold semi-matte, almost like a beigeish alligator strap with an 18-karat white gold folding clasp. You know, this watch, when it was released, was around $48,000. We've got this watch on our website at $18,500. And in my head, this is just an incredible value for a really nice 40mm watch that's really versatile. That's our third watch. Our fourth watch in our Take 5 is the Glashutte Original Senator Observer. So they make this watch in white gold and rose gold, and they also make it in much more limited quantities in stainless steel. This watch features a 44mm stainless steel case, and it has this very cool two-stepped bezel. So it's sort of a step and then a step for the bezel. Very, very neat. What I love about this watch, I love that graphite dial, and I love the fact that, you know, you've got a manual winding watch with a power reserve indicator. It's a 55-hour power reserve. You've also got that big date in the original Senator case, and it's a double-digit date. So you've got that big date that's super legible, and then you've also got that constant 60 seconds to balance that power reserve indication at 9 o'clock. So at 6, you've got the power reserve indicator. At 9, you've got the constant 60 seconds. And you've just got really elegant hour and minute hands. Also, this watch has zero luminous material. So again, it won't be a watch you'll be wearing to the movies to see what time it is. But a really nice watch. Again, a great work watch, a great dress watch, a very versatile watch. This watch comes on a Glashutte original black alligator strap with original stainless steel Glashutte original buckle. That's a Tang style buckle. And what you see from this watch, I'm going to show you a nice shot of the case back as well. Just a beautiful shot of the case back. So this is actually an automatic movement. I think I had mentioned earlier it was manual winding. It's actually an automatic movement with a 55-hour power reserve. And it still has that power reserve indicator, which is a nice thing to see in some of the automatic watches because you see it more on the manual winds than the automatics. But there's that double G for the Glashutte original. So that's our 4th watch in OJ's Take 5, the Glashutte original, the Senator Observer Chronometer. This watch we have on our website at $7,900. If I'm not mistaken, this is a discontinued model, no longer made. I'm not quite sure what the original retail was. I think it might have been closer to $14,000. Okay, that's number 4. Now, for our 5th watch, this is a pretty cool watch, I gotta tell you, and you just don't see too many of these. This is the Hautelence. The Hautelence HLQ 07 Classic. So, most of the Hautelences that I've seen are pretty much time only. This is one of the first Hautelences I've seen that's not just time, but it's time with a date indication. And if any of you guys know me, you know I gotta have my date, or I just go crazy without having a watch with a date on it. So, this is the HLQ 07 Classic. It's a limited edition of only 88 pieces, featuring a 44mm polished titanium case. This watch has modular lugs and wears really nice. Now it's spready at 44mm, and you see how open that dial is. It's got a quick set date button at 12 o'clock. So this button right here is how you advance the date. And I think that's really neat. So all you do is push it and you can see it advance the date. So super easy to adjust the date. And then for the time, we have a jump hour mechanism. So we've got going around the dial at 3 o'clock. We've got the minutes chapter. And then there's a ring just opposite that, and that ring is what displays the hour. So it's sort of like a regulator concept in that it shows one hand points to the hour and the other hand points to the minutes. And as that minute hand makes its way around the 60-minute subdial, when it goes from 59 to 60, it turns that ring with the hours on it, and that jumps from one to the next. And so that's your jump hour. So this watch has a retail of over $55,000. We've got this watch on our website with all boxes and papers at $12,500. This watch features the original black alligator Hautelence strap. It's a matte black, almost like a rubbery kind of finish, but it's genuine alligator. And it's got a titanium Tang buckle that's just super comfortable, really wide and spready, and just folds right into the strap, which I love. Also, this watch features a see-through case back. Of course, it's not cooperating. Here we go. This watch features a see-through case back so you can view the movement. And the movement, again, is hand-finished, exquisitely detailed. Just a really, really neat watch. And again, this is a watch that retails for over $50,000. We've got it on the Watch You Want website for only $12,500. Your date is right there at 6 o'clock. Can't miss it. And then again, you've got your jump hour just in the middle of that dial, basically. And you've got that subdial for the minutes opposite that, going around the 3 o'clock area. So that's the Hautelence. Hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed viewing these watches. I hope you enjoyed, learning a little more about some of the watches we have in our collection, and trying to take you down sort of the beaten path, off the beaten path, into some watches that you haven't seen before. Please, if you enjoy our videos, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. As always, thank you so very much for your time, and wear your watches in the best of health. This is O.J. Whatley for Watch You Want signing off. Have a great day.